In any given relationship, personal or professional, clearly defined roles are a must. They are an absolute must to know exactly what your role is in that relationship, how you show up for the other person, for the situation, for the job at hand, whatever it is. When those are clearly defined between the two of you, within yourself, as a group, it can help relieve so many issues that can come of expectations, assumptions, annoyances, stepping on each other's toes, all these problems that can grow into big disconnects and issues in being successful and having a healthy relationship, however it looks for you. If those roles are not clearly defined, you can have some major disconnects. Now, let's take it a step further and say that those relationships go beyond just with other people. Those relationships are like with money, time, food. What is the role of food in your life? Is it to nourish you? Is it to comfort you? Is it to provide you something at a time of emotional distress? Or is it simply to have you have the healthiest body you can? We all have a different role that food plays in our life, and maybe at different times when we're going through different things, whatever it looks like for you. All of those things, money, what role does money play in your life? Is it simply a tool? Is it a status symbol for you? Is it your definition of success? So many different ways, but when we have those clearly defined, it can help you stay focused on the desired outcome. It can help you stay focused on your definition of success and figuring that out and achieving it and enjoying it, because success is an experience. It isn't just a result. So going back though to the personal and professional side of it, when you know your own process, you're going to be able to define those roles in a way that is natural for you to play. It's going to be natural for you to go about however it is that you're supposed to go about something when those roles are defined by your personal process. So if you have a small group and you say, okay, this is how I operate, this is how you operate, this is how you operate, and then you figure out what roles make sense for each of us, what's the definition of those roles, how are we each going to go about them so that we fulfill our responsibility in terms of them, but again, we're not stepping on each other's toes so that we're causing issues among one another. Because if those aren't defined, then you don't always know, and you think, well, my natural process is to go about things like this, so it would make sense for me to do this, and you get into those assumptions. And then you can get into the expectations. Well, no, I'm doing this role and I do it like this. I would expect that you would do that instead. If they're not discussed, clearly defined, you can find yourself having a lot of breakdowns within relationships that are not necessary. You can completely avoid them. And if you need help walking through this process, I can help you through that. I can help you figure out each person's process, and we can pull those together and define those roles so that you guys can set about doing whatever it is that you want to do. Again, personal, professional, and enjoy the success that comes from it with much less stress.